Hello aspirants, welcome to Get Set Law Library session. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic. I'm sure all of you must have gone through this. We are talking about Bilkis Bano case. This is a case of a gang rape which happened during Godhra riots in Gujarat in 2002. Now this case becomes very interesting as multiple events had taken place, and thankfully after 22 years we have got the judgment from Supreme Court. Now we will see the whole chronology, what all has happened and how did Bilkis Bano cross through this, and an important topic come out of it, it is law of remission. So we will cover all these details, so please stay throughout the video. So as I told, recently in January 2024, Supreme Court has quashed the decision of the Gujarat government, who then decided to give the remission to the 11 convicts of this case, and this decision has been overturned by the Supreme Court. So we will see what were the whole series of events starting from 2002. So in 2002, as we all know, a very famous riot has broke through at that point of time in Godhra district when few of the Kar Sevaks were coming in a Sabarmati train, and that train were burnt down to ashes by the Muslim community, and in retaliation there was a riot, communal riot between the Hindu and Muslim. In that riot, in that district of this Godhra, at that point of time, there is a place called Randhikpur in which Bilkis Bano was living. And at that point of time, the Bilkis Bano got gang raped by a few 11 people. And then thereafter, the family of Bilkis Bano, comprising of 14 members, were killed. Now, the saddening part is, during this gang rape, the Bilkis Bano was 5 months pregnant. So, her family member had been killed by these people, and Bilkis Bano also got gang raped. Post this, Bilkis Bano went to Limkheda police station and filed FIR against this whole issue. And in 2003, seeing the gravity of situation, Supreme Court ordered Central Bureau of Investigation to take up this case. When Bilkis Bano put up the request to Supreme Court that a closure report has been filed in the district court, and hence the matter shall be given to CBI for detailed investigation. So in 2003, CBI took up the matter, and the DSP K.N. Sinha took the charge to investigate this whole matter. So 2004 January onwards, the matter started, and K.N. Sinha took the charge. Now CJM is the responsible person who is looking after all of these matters, and CBI files before the CJM Ahmedabad against 20 accused, in which there were 6 police officers and 2 doctors who has performed the post-mortem reports on the 7 bodies out of 14 which have been found on 5th of March 2002. As I mentioned, that 14 people were killed, and very interestingly, these 14 bodies were found at a very strange location in midst of the forest. So out of those 14 bodies, 7 bodies got post-mortem, and the doctors who conducted were also arrested. The things were happening at a very slow pace, and since it has happened in Gujarat, there were likeliness of bias to take place in this regard, and eventually Bilkis Bano requested the Supreme Court to shift this matter from Gujarat to Mumbai so that an unbiased investigation can take place. And listening to the request of Bilkis, Supreme Court agreed and moved the case jurisdiction from Gujarat to Mumbai. And then court also directed central government to appoint a public prosecutor who can look into this regard. In 2002, the Mumbai court passed the decision by a special judge at Greater Mumbai, and all of these 11 people were convicted to life imprisonment for murder, rape, and Out of 20, 11 convicted, 7 were acquitted and 2 abated during trial due to their death. So basically 2 people died, 7 came out of the court and 11 got convicted. So this was the ratio. Then in 2017, Bombay High Court upholds the life imprisonment given by the district court from the special judge. So basically this is the hierarchy. Whenever the decision of a district court is not liked by the party, so they can approach to the higher court, which is High Court, and if the decision of High Court is unwelcomed, then it can be go to Supreme Court. So this is our hierarchy of judiciary. So now Bombay High Court upholds the life imprisonment order which have been given by the lower court, and they refused to enhance punishment because CBI requested the High Court that the punishment shall be enhanced for all of those 6 police officers and 2 doctors who were involved in this. Now what has happened is, in the earlier order, we saw that 11 got convicted and 7 got acquitted. But in this case, when the matter went to High Court uphold the conviction of 11 people, and it also changed the acquittal of 7, and now those 7 are also convicted, which were acquitted by the lower court. And in this case, it has been found that a very senior IPS officer was involved, and in return, the court ordered the Gujarat government to take an action against the senior IPS officer, and court also said that we will cancel the government perks and benefit given to the government officer, and a very special benefit is the pension. The government gives pension to its employees post-retirement. So that has been cancelled, and before just 1 day before his retirement, the Gujarat government dismissed him from the services, and which means that he will not get the pension after his retirement. So this was the action taken by the Gujarat government upon the request of the Supreme Court. And later in 2019, Supreme Court also directed the central government to pay 50 lakh rupees as a compensation and the damages, and also requested government to give accommodation and provide employment at place of her choice. So this was a very much welcoming decision of the Supreme Court back in 2019, where court acknowledged the gravity of the event. So this is very saddening, and because Bilkis Bano has been fighting this thing without any support from the family, merely relying upon the support of public. So she has been fighting from 2002 to 2019, and in 2019, almost after 17 years, court gave the compensation of 50 lakh rupees. Now in 2022, the convict Radheshyam Shah, who was one of the convict out of those 11, so he appealed against 2009 order of July 17 of the court, and he said that he has already spent 15 years in the prison now. So basically he has covered the tenure of the punishment. Even if he would have got the punishment, so he has to live that much period of tenure in the jail. So he said that I've already covered this tenure of 15 years and 4 months. So basically he should be given remission so that his term is ended and he can be set out. So now in this regard, on August 15, 2022, 11 convicts were released from the Godhra sub-jail on remission by Gujarat government. Now this was the catch, because only one of the convict put up an application for remission because he has served 15 years and his age is also getting more. So that is why the application for remission was considerable, but Gujarat government did a blunder and 11 convicts were set on remission. Now again on September 2022, Bilkis filed a case in the Supreme Court challenging the order of the Gujarat government that on what basis the remission order has been given. So this is very well covered in our Article 32 writ petition, in which we can question the act of government, and one of the important writ is quo warranto. It means by what authority. So we can always challenge the authority of the government bodies whenever they are acting arbitrarily. So Bilkis Bano filed the writ petition in the Supreme Court on what authority this 11 people have been set on remission by the Gujarat government. Again, the matter went to the court, and Supreme Court considered all the facts of the case, and on January 8, 2024, Supreme Court quashed the decision of the Gujarat government and cancelled the remission order of this 11 convicts. So this was a very long battle fought by the Bilkis Bano, and amidst the multiple challenges. So one of the reason at that point of time to shift the case from Gujarat to Mumbai was this, that Bilkis Bano was getting death threats. So that is why, considering the nature of biasness happening in the Gujarat, she requested to shift the case to Mumbai so that case can go in a right pace. So we can see how much challenging this journey was from 2002 to 2024. But finally, the remission order has been cancelled. Now, the topic is remission. What is remission and how it is so important, and what is the legal framework in our country? So, remission is the complete ending of sentence at a reduced point. So, basically what happens is the nature of sentence remains same, but the tenure will get reduced, the duration will get reduced. So, rest of the sentence need not be undertaken. So let's say that 17 years imprisonment is given, so maybe the 15 years has been passed, and if now the order of remission is passed against me, so I will not continue my 2 years in the court, in the jail. So this is called as remission. So now what has happened is that a prisoner has been given a certain date, that on this date you will be set free from the jail, and in the eyes of law he will be considered as a free man because he has got the remission, and power of remission lies with the government, and along with the government, courts also have a power. So we see in Article 72 and 161 of Indian Constitution, President and Governor can grant pardons, reprieve, respite or remission of punishments, or suspend, remit or commute the sentence of any person. So these are the multiple things which lies in the hands of president. They can give pardon. Pardon matlab completely forgiving the crime committed by a person. Usually terrorists file the mercy petition in which they request the president to cancel their death sentences. So even Yaqub Menon has filed, and Ajmal Kasab has filed the mercy petition in the Supreme Court and in the under Article 22 with the President of India, which got rejected for obvious reasons. Along with it, Section 432 CRPC, Criminal Procedure Code, which is now called as Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Samhita. So under this 432, appropriate government may suspend or remit a sentence in whole or in part, with or without condition. So this is need to be understood. This is such a dynamic power given to the government, and that is why under this section Gujarat government released 11 convicts, because you will see the last line, it says with or without conditions. So it is up to the government if they want to set out any conditions for the convicts or not. So this was the power exercised by the Gujarat government, which has been cancelled out by Supreme Court when the petition has been filed by the Bilkis Bano. So this was the whole case of Bilkis Bano, and we discussed law of remission. I hope you have understood. If you have any ideas, if you have opinions or views, please let us know in the comment section. So thank you for joining, and see you in the next video.